and welcome to this walkthrough of Orlando International Airport in Orlando, Florida. If you're coming down to Central Florida to visit Walt Disney World or any of the other theme parks in the area, this is probably the airport that you're going to come through. So you're going to walk into the main gate, and one of the first things that you're going to see is the TSA check-in. I would highly recommend if you come to the airport, make sure you give yourself that 2 to 3 hours of extra time to get through security, as this is one of the busiest airports in the world, especially during peak season at the theme parks. There are some stores down here for Universal Orlando, Walt Disney World, and SeaWorld. If you forgot to grab anything at any of the parks, you can come through and grab some last-minute gifts at the airport. I would highly recommend, before you go through security, if you have not ate already, most of the food options that are at the airport are going to be before security, so make sure you check those out. Orlando, like many airports, has a pretty large retail area when you go into the airport. The thing that's really interesting about this airport to me, though, is that the majority of their food service and retail is outside of security, so it's going to be right when you walk into the airport. It's great if you don't want to go to Disney or Universal to get some souvenirs, but at the same time, it's before you go through security, so if you do grab anything, just make sure that you're aware of that. I do quite a few day trips just to go out and do some plane spotting, and one of the things I really appreciate about this airport is that they actually have a gallery of some of the best shots that have been taken. Orlando International Airport is known to be kind of a tough place to spot, but there is a form that you can fill out on their website if you want to come down here and check out the airport. Pretty cool that they do recognize their plane spotters. If you are going to come down and plane spot, you're probably going to look for the terminal top parking garage. This is over by baggage claim, so make sure you come down here and check that out. You will need that form filled out to get permission to come up here. And from the terminal top parking garage, you get a pretty good panoramic view of the airport. You're going to need a little bit more lens than I had. I have a 70-300 that I take. I'd highly recommend probably something in a 500 to 600 millimeter range. You get some really nice shots of runway 18, but runway 17 is going to be obscured by the parking garage, so it's just something to be aware of. As far as airlines that come through Orlando, all of the major U.S. carriers like Southwest, American, United, Delta, Alaska, Frontier, Spirit, JetBlue all have service down here in Orlando, as well as a number of international airlines such as British Airways. So if you're coming to the Orlando area, you probably shouldn't have too many issues finding a carrier that will take you directly to Orlando International Airport instead of going to another airport somewhere in Florida. You do get some really nice views of the aircraft taxiing across the taxiway between the runways going over the bridge. So as we go back through security, just know that there are a couple of different check-in areas depending on what gate that you're going to go to, so make sure you read your boarding pass. It's split up to something, I think it's 1 through 27 on one side, and then let's say like 27 through 50 on the other, so just make sure you read your boarding pass to go that you're going through the right security section. After you go through security, you're going to take the subway over to your concourse. It's kind of a neat little ride to get a nice view of the airport. Highly recommend, if you don't have it, sign up for TSA PreCheck. Orlando does take TSA PreCheck, so make sure your airline accepts it. It's $75 for 5 years, at least it was when I booked it. It allows you to skip the majority of the security lines. This is in the Alpha Concourse where Frontier was. Really nice Christmas tree, nice setup they have in here. There are a few retail stores and a couple of restaurants in here, such as Burger King. So if you're looking for food, there are a couple more options in here, but the majority of the retail and food stops are going to be before you go through security. I know the Florida education system is a little bit questionable sometimes, but I don't think that those are dinosaurs. So as you walk through, you're going to go through these nice rotundas that each concourse has, and then you're going to take the walkway that goes to your gate, and you're going to take the gate over, you're going to get on your airplane. So it wasn't a bit of a confusing airport, just make sure you follow the signing, and you shouldn't have any issues at Orlando International Airport. Thank you all for watching.